This is my first attempt at going live on YouTube. I don't expect anyone to be here to listen to it, but it will be here for you to view later. So this is kind of a one take thing, and however it goes, you get it. And if this goes well, maybe I'll make this a regularly scheduled thing and people can view it regularly live. So today I want to ponder telling this story. First, thank you for all the prayers for me and my family while I was traveling in Tanzania. It was a wonderful trip, and I do have much to share with you all. Second, I'm very excited to be back with you all and to share the stories and the learnings from my travels. And third, the first story I will tell is an old story in the form of a familiar hymn. I love to tell the story, how pleasant to repeat. What seems each time I tell it, it more wonderfully sweet. I love to tell the story, for some have never heard the message of salvation from God's own holy word. I'm sure most of you almost immediately began singing along in your head. I love to tell the story, 'twill be my theme and glory, to tell the old story of Jesus and his love. I'm sorry for that. And I'm sure if my daughter, 11-year-old daughter, Lydia, were to hear that, she would be embarrassed that I just sang for you all. But it is a familiar song. And the story, this old story is a familiar one too, isn't it? But my question is, do we love to tell this old story like we say in the song, or are we reluctant? Perhaps we feel comfortable telling it for those who know it best, as the third verse tells us. But what about the some who have never heard this story? Do we love telling the story of Jesus and his love for them? Or do we suddenly keep our faith to ourselves? Now, this is not a case of me criticizing the flock. If you remember back to my first sermon, which, by the way, is over a year and a half ago at this point, I am one of the flock, right? Jesus is our shepherd. I love to tell the story to those who know it best. But beyond that, I too find myself struggling. And at this point, you may be wondering, what does this have anything to do with my trip to Tanzania? One thing became abundantly clear to me in Tanzania. Tanzanian Christians love to tell the story to those who know it best and to those who don't know it at all. They are unabashed evangelists. They live and breathe evangelism. They teach it, they preach it, they sing it, they dance it. It is in everything they do. Everything they do is about making sure people have a chance to know about and come to Jesus. They tell the story of Jesus through their own stories. And how is it working for them? Well, since we are a people here in the ELCA that values numbers, here are some numbers. The Evangelical Lutheran Church in Tanzania was founded 60 years ago with about 500,000 members. Today, it boasts over 8 million members, and it continues to grow. That is 1/8 of the population of Tanzania. 1/8 of their population belongs to the Evangelical Lutheran Church in Tanzania. The ELCA, the largest Lutheran denomination in the United States, counts about 3 million members, less than 1% of our population here. Pause and consider that for a moment. Does it have anything to do with how we tell the story, or perhaps our reluctance to tell that story? You will hear more about my trip. I am still processing it, pondering it, and thinking about it. But I wanted to tell you this story right away because I believe it is critically important that we spend time thinking about how to tell this old story and how the story of Jesus has impacted our own stories. It is critical that we figure out how to tell this story here in Galion, Ohio. Thank you for taking the time to watch my first live stream. Hopefully I can figure out how to get this posted so you can watch it and find a way to end the stream, and have a good day.